Okay, so it's 4 in the afternoon. We've been having a fairly decent lazy day. I mean, it is what, the 23rd? Yeah, it's the 23rd because Christmas is on Monday. Should reheat this water up. Yeah, we wound up actually going to Taco Bell yesterday. Forgot that's gonna be loud for you guys. We wound up sleeping in a little bit, catching up because my days are all messed up. Have been. They're not so much. They're getting back to it. Like, I didn't have my regular food because Aaron was gone. So I was like, what's going on? And then we didn't go have Taco Bell in Munich. So
there was no Taco Bell.
Yeah, there wasn't one for like 2 hours. So we wound up just going to Taco Bell last night out at Oostdorpplein. So yeah, it was fun. And we wound up getting some shopping stuff. I wound up actually finding an unok soup. It's Cas jalapeno. No idea how good or bad it will be. I don't have any cheese to put on it. Well, I mean, I do have, anyways. I have some. I always like to put a little extra cheese. Anyways, neither of us have a mount. I did get the Wintervale mount, but it's a pain in the butt to get out to the Grange consistently. So I can see why Aaron's not like queuing for it daily. Like love is in the air or anything, you can just queue for it, get right in, do it in like 2 minutes, you're done, and get a chance at the baggie. It's like Halloween you do in the Headless Horseman, but this is like you have to go to Ironforge, not an easy, outside of a mage, not easy to get to from Valdrakken, and then you have to go into Horde territory to Alterac Mountains, and then you have to get back to Ironforge to turn the quest in. And yeah, it's even with a mage around like me, it's kind of a pain in the butt because I wound up getting it, and that's fine. He's working on his warlock right now. But yeah,
just catching up on quests. Mostly.
Yeah, because we need to catch up on sleep and get our days right and in order. We were gonna have pizza last night.
But then, Taco Bell.
But then, Taco Bell. I'm just gonna heat the water back up, otherwise I'm gonna sit here and do nothing for a little while. What else? Oh, the freaking thing closed. We found that out last night, so that's why I was thinking about it. Because I've been seeing a lot of like Hamburg unter Wasser, and I'm like, no, I understand that Hamburg had basically a really bad storm surge, and thus is like, oh my god, it's underwater, and that even Miniature Wunderland took one of their cruise boats and like piloted it out in the water outside their studio or something, because why not? But yeah, no, like Hamburg has like a major storm swell that happened and covered most of the coast area stuff. But the Maasland Kering automatically closed, and that's actually a big deal. Because it's a huge deal. It's a huge project. If you don't know what it is, it's the two it's the two arc gates that are in Rotterdam, and they basically swing closed, and they create a dam to stop, because like the Zuiderzee works can actually just they're like, that's the series of dams, but in order to stop the thing happening to the port of Rotterdam, they needed to not have something that would limit height. So, yeah. So the rest of Zeeland is protected by the Zuiderzee Works, which is the series of just posts that you see, and it helps with the fish and all that stuff. But when it comes time, they can close it, so there's no flooding in Zeeland. But the Maasland Kering has to close in and of itself, but it was set on an automatic thing It was like, hey, when the sea swell gets too high, it'll automatically close.
It never happened.
Yeah, it never happened. So they artificially, when they had a storm coming in, they set it, because they can close it. It has been closed. It's never automatically closed because it's never gotten high enough for like, hey, if this is going to be a bad thing, we need to have this thing automatically close at this point because it's probably going to get higher. And because it takes, like, I forget how long it takes to close, but it doesn't slam closed, but it doesn't also like crawl closed. Anyways, so it closed. The first time they wanted to test the automatic system, and they're like, we haven't had these storms that come in high enough. Like they've had, 2.2 meters above NAP is what it's called. It's the Amsterdamse pile. It's how they met. 0 on that meter stick, wherever it's at, is considered the mean sea level. They called it the Spiegelniveau or something like that. It's such a weird term. It's not like their term for sea level is like mirror level. Anyways, but that's like the mean sea level for the North Sea. And so that's what 0 is. And if it gets 3 meters, which Aaron is 2, if it gets 3 meters above normal sea level, that's when that will close. But since they built it and finished it, it never actually got high enough to close. So they had a storm coming in years ago. And so they tweaked the system to be, they're like, oh, we're probably going to get a 2.4. And they're like, okay, well, can we set it to 2.3 so it'll at least trigger so we know if the automatic system works? They're like, but it's not going to be in danger. We need to know if this automatic system works because it hadn't done anything in like 7 years. Storms left and right, nothing. They're like, we don't know if the automatic system works. We can actively close it, but we also want it to automatically close in case it comes in at the middle of the night and it's stronger than we expect. So yeah, we had such a big storm that people were like, oh my God, Hamburg is underwater. I'm like, the fucking gate closed automatically. We reached 3, and like it was all over the news. Like NOS, like I saw someone, their brother took a picture of the thing closed, and the water was mostly up to it, and I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. Wait a second, is this an old picture? Is this from this storm? I mean, the tweet's from 19 hours ago, but so I looked up NOS and like, the Maasland carrying Slouten. Yeah, it was like, I clicked news and it was just like literally if it was in Dutch, if it was in Dutch, the language, if the news article was in Dutch, they were talking about it within a 20-hour span, a 20 hours ago span. So like last night, not last night, but yeah. And it is a big deal because they had this giant works project. I'll put a card to that because I'll be able to find that. It's a big enough project. I think it was done on Modern Marvels or something.
Yeah.
Like an actual thing. I know Tom Scott did a video on it, but his are only like 8 minutes. Whereas if you really want to know about it, there's this video there. Anyways, yeah. So that's pretty much what's been going on. We've been sleeping a little extra, but as the sun isn't really rising until like 8:45 in the morning, and it's
so bad.
In the process of setting, like right now, like I don't have my phone on me, but like the sunsets happen within the late 4 o'clock hour. Yeah, it's so bad. Anyways, okay, I'm gonna put a little bit of this cheese in there to soak up the water, and then it does have a bit of a spice smell to it. That's cool. Alright. But yeah, I'm having my lunch. Aaron's been jet laggy catching up because like I was gonna say, because I got distracted. Like he came back on Friday and then stayed up the whole damn day, and then like slept or Thursday, and then Friday we were like, trying to make it through, but he slept in a little bit, which is fine. But then it was just like the hours were off, so I let him sleep in a little bit later today, and we didn't have any pancakes or bacon, so I didn't worry about that one. So yeah, it's just been a really weird weekend, but hopefully we can catch up and correct some things before work starts in January.
Yeah.
So yeah, because January 1st is
Holiday.
holiday.
But it's a Monday.
So what about Trade and New Year's? Is that not a thing?
That's not a thing.
That's not a thing, okay. The only one that's not a thing. Oh, right, because New Year's is the Tweede holiday. Oudejaarsavond and Tweede Oudejaarsavond, called New Year's Dag. Whatever. Anyways, yeah. We're gonna have our pizza tonight and probably play more WoW or watch the budged up watch later.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much what's been updating. I didn't record yesterday because it was just, we needed a relaxed day of playing WoW and raiding and going out and doing our own thing. But we're back to normal-ish schedule. I'm probably going to head out tomorrow and shop before Christmas. And I'll get tacos and stuff. We have a Doctor Who thing coming up on the actual Christmas day, so.
But we're not getting up at 5:55 a.m. UTC.
AM?
Maybe, yeah, I don't know.
It was just like, that's not even right that they would air it at 6 o'clock in the morning, even or at 7 o'clock in the morning in England. I know. They would do it Christmas evening. Whatever. We are going to DVR it and we're going to watch it Monday night, regardless. If there's the morning or the evening. We're either watching it 12 hours after it aired or an hour after it aired.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's pretty much that. And it's the new Doctor with, I'll get his name eventually, Nikuti Ninjimbabi, something like that. Something. Ah!